Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video here at Tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be playing today with ARCEUS GIRATINA VSTAR, one of the new top decks of the format. This list is from a tournament that was uploaded a while ago, I believe, from Thailand. And this deck managed to get second place. It has some interesting choices in the list, such as no research, the 4 trekking shoes, so peculiar choices for sure. I think the big thing is that ARCEUS VSTAR is the deck best suited to utilize the combination of Judge plus Path to the Peak, which I think is very powerful at the moment. Every deck seems to be hurt by Path to the Peak one way or another, and ARCEUS VSTAR really is able to take advantage of that. And then pairing it with a GIRATINA VSTAR does mean that you get that big damage output with its attacks, and you are able to deal with your opponent's threats as they arrive. Now, one thing that can happen is V-Guard energy stopping you from KOing with your attack, but that's where Choice Belt comes in to fix that damage. Now, the BBRL support is of course great to help in drawing extra cards. We also have Drapion V as a way to help counter Mew VMAX, which would otherwise be a slightly tricky matchup, as they are playing Path to Peak themselves, and also a lot of ways to get rid of the Path to Peak, so important to note of that. Colress Experiment Engine in the deck, which is pretty cool to see, along with Judge, Boss's Orders, Raihan for potential recovery, and a Serena for both the cost effect and for draw, which is very nice. We also have the trekking shoes, which, as I mentioned, help give the deck a little bit of extra draw and reach in order to help set up that ARCEUS VSTAR. Other decks are preferring more Pokemon Surge to help with ARCEUS VSTAR. You could also play with the supporter lineup, but the trekking shoes give you that little bit of extra dig when you need it. And then maximum consistency with the 4 Nest Ball and the 4 Ultra Ball as well. To switching cards, in case you don't start with the ARCEUS V up top, 1 copy of Palpad to help recycle the supporters that you've utilized, or maybe discarded through trekking shoes or Serena or Ultra Ball, and then the double choice belt to bolster the damage output. Now, it's very unfortunate that ARCEUS VSTAR only gets to 210 damage with Trinity Nova after you attach a double turbo and a choice belt, as it seems like the whole format has 220 HP, right? All the basic relevant Vs have 220 HP, so that's less than ideal, but still nothing that you can't manage. It just means you don't take KOs as often as you would like, right? And then we have the 2 copies of Path to a Peak. This is a small weakness of this deck, I feel. I think I would definitely want to be playing 3 and maybe even 4 copies of the Path to a Peak to be able to continually replace the stadium and play down the card when necessary. The energies are rounded out by 4 Grass, 4 Psychic, and the 2 V-Guard, which are very nice in helping to protect your Pokemon, and then the 4 Double Turbo, of course, which are crucial for ARCEUS VSTAR to be able to start attacking on turn 2. Your number 1 goal with this deck is to find ARCEUS VSTAR on turn 1 and attach an energy to it. You have maximum out to that with a bunch of energies and the 4 Arceus, 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball. So let's jump into some games and see how often I can actually pull that off. If you want to support the channel, you can use code Tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 20% off for your superfoods at Amaranthi. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Alright, so here we are with our first game with ARCEUS GIRATINA. Let's see what we can do with this deck. Alright, so we did get to go first. Oh, but there's a bacon in front of me. Jeez. I don't think I'll be needing Raihan this game. Okay, I played so much yesterday to try and bring my elo up. I did not lose a single game yesterday, other than the ones I recorded with Urshifu box. And here we are. I don't even know what Salamence does. Not sure if it's good. I mean, that is a card, I guess. Okay, so never mind. There's... Okay, what? There's a lot of cards combined here. I mean, at the very... What? At the very least, I mean, yeah, my opponent's off to a great start, actually. But at the very least, we can hopefully see if we get turn to ARCEUS VSTAR, right? And how often we actually do it. Now, for example, this is a very unnecessary action. They're just playing the card because they can, not because they need to. And it is what it is. No KO on the ARCEUS, though. No, I guess I can take a KO on the Zorg. And that would mean I need to go Starbirth for both boss and build, and then that leaves me pretty shaky. So instead, we are going to conserve all these pieces, and hopefully the sound effects are not too loud. I hope. All right, so let's establish the Giratina, which will be our main person attacking, and then we will play down the path to peak to deny my opponent's potential Starbirth, or even the Trinity Nova. All right, and then we'll go ahead and power up the Giratina. All right, so we're off to a good start. Turn to ARCEUS. Can't complain too much. I do have the V-Guard protection as well, which is really nice against a potential Giratina VSTAR attack from my opponent. There is the follow-up ARCEUS VSTAR. So, I mean, trading a 2-hit is fine here, and then I lead with the Giratina VSTAR. Pretty happy about that. Into a KO, hopefully, and I can protect myself with a V-Guard. So things are looking good. Things are looking pretty good so far. We're pretending that there isn't a Gerald Zorg and Bacon on the bench, and that my opponent is playing a wacky ARCEUS Regidrago deck, which I've tried my best to make work, and the loss of Quick Ball and the loss of Incense just means the deck is very unreliable. Getting the attackers for Regidrago is very, very difficult. I feel like alternating between the protection from Gudra's attacks and the offense from Giratina's attacks would be fantastic, but unfortunately, that is not possible, or not easily accomplished, rather. It is possible, just not easily accomplished. Okay, I like these. The double turbo helps in covering the cost. And I reckon a grass and a rope can go here. We will establish... Kind of felt like benching another Pokemon could be good, but I feel like Giratina will just carry me here. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the V-Guard here. Then we'll go ahead and Industrious Incisors. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and attach energies to Giratina. I feel like I should be pretty protected. So I'm just going to commit all the energies and hope that I don't get punished for this. Because right now, anything could happen, right? Literally anything could happen. Double tracking shoes, aim. So one thing I really do like as a motion designer, the motion graphics of PTCG Live, like, it's a very weird combination between the graphics and the motion graphics of this game. But the motion, like there's so much dead space right now. The prizes are arranged weirdly. The resolution of the cards isn't even great in many cases. But in terms of the animations and like the secondary animation, the victory star that pops up, the like the festive thing when you get your prize cards, All of that I actually really like, and I appreciate from this game. So I don't know, maybe there's like they must have different teams, right? Like that and the victory, I like that. All right, on to the next one. Alrighty, so we have our basic Pokemon to start off. Didn't want to promote a Giratina V, as it's harder to retreat potentially, and yep, there is a possibility of a turn 1 attack from my opponent. So we're still gonna be in that situation, especially if they like use attachments. What? Okay. I guess no Regieleki in this one. That is a very peculiar choice right there. Very interesting. Okay. Why is there rain? This doesn't feel very lightning type-ish. Alright. 30 seconds to decide to attach an energy. There we go. Thank you, opponent. Alright. So let's go ahead and bench our Arceus. We will also bench our Giratina. We will not play Path to the Peak. We will just go ahead and pass, because I am holding the ARCEUS VSTAR. My opponent didn't have like a big electricity generator turn. So, I mean, if I judged, I'd be hoping to get ARCEUS VSTAR, right? So might as well just grab it already. And now that they've played Arven, Emergency Jelly, nice. Now that they've played Arven, we should be in a pretty good spot in terms of our attacking options here. Pretty happy. All right, so I do need boss, double turbo, and choice belt to get 2 prizes next turn. Like that. Oh, never mind. I don't need the boss anymore. Fantastic. I was hoping I'd be able to KO on Raikou to start the price trade-off in my favor, and that's exactly what happens. And I have the possibility of like back-to-back prizes potentially, or just 2 attacks with Giratina. So I'm gonna win the game in 3 turns. My opponent will also win the game in 3 turns. The issue is I'm getting a head start at that. On those 3 turns. Yeah, I can even still bench a Bidoof and still be fine in terms of the price trade-off, because I go KO Raikou, tank a hit, and then KO Miraidon, and I win the game. They could go KO Arceus somehow, V-Star, which I don't think they can, and then KO Giratina V-Star, which I don't think they can, and then KO another Bidoof, but I'm the one that gets the first prizes. One thing that could stop me here, though, would be the choice belt being prized, which it is not. Yeah, I do play 2. So there we have it. We have the KO. We're also stopping abilities, which is honestly not that big of a deal right here. Like it stops them from drawing an extra card or thinning 1 card, but not really anything too significant. And my ARCEUS VSTAR should always be surviving the next turn based on my opponent's current board. A choice belt would be 250 for Miraidon, no Regieleki VMAX means no 280, and therefore I just get to attack again. And if I'm able to find a boss, I can go after the Raikou, or if not, I can easily retreat, attach, and KO whatever is active with Giratina, and then attach another energy and KO whatever is active again. So we're good. My opponent, however, decides to promote the 1 Pokemon that I can easily KO, which is good. Only grabs the generator. And I hope they hit. I hope they can attack me, but realistically, one attack doesn't really do much for them at this point in time. All right. There's the Photon Blaster. That should be the game. Oh, wow. Just top deck the boss. So by doing this, my opponent will think, oh, nice, I get to take a prize card. But in reality, the game's over. There's no humanly possible way for my Giratina to be KO'd, and there's no possible way for them to stop the KO next turn. So, awesome. All right, on to the next one. All right, so on to the next game. We have a very, very good starting hand. We get to go first. We see a Rimrate, so we could be up against Rapid Strike Box. We'll have to see if that is actually what it is. And by the way, for those of you who have asked me about the other style of videos, yeah, those are 100% going to continue. Yeah, it's just those are much harder to produce than these sort of videos. I'm trying to put more effort into the intros of the videos and the deck introduction part, as you've seen, to help bring the gameplay videos to a better quality. But definitely keep in mind that those other videos take a while, and so it's important to try and I'm gonna try to commit to at least one per week. There might be weeks where there's two. We might have I think my goal is at least 4 per month. Some months it might be more, depending on how many people watch as well. There will be a lot of stuff relevant to the current metagame. There might be a little more historical stuff as well. But yeah, we are up against the Rapid Strike version box, and it seems like they're off to a very, very good start, which I am happy to see. Yeah. And this will be a very tough matchup, I reckon. Right? This does feel like a very tough matchup overall. We are protected from a one-hit KO on a clean Arceus with the V-Guard energy, so that's cool. To 40 to 10. I can also, if I attach the V-Guard energy to this ARCEUS VSTAR, then I'm also protected from G-Max Rapid Flow in case my opponent was a little greedy. So we're gonna lead with this, establish you. There's the V-Guard. There's the belts. I do want the Ultra Ball, I reckon. Well, I have my V-Star. Does the Choice Belt ever matter? Giratina never gets a one-shot, so I don't think the Choice Belt ever matters. So I'm gonna keep the double turbo for back-to-back attacks with Giratina. Damaging this Urshifu is potentially... It's not better than not knocking it out, but it opens up a path, right? Alright. So... let's see what I can get off this tracking shoes. Okay, I definitely want to keep that here. Thank you very much. Establish the Giratina. And then we are going to go ahead and Starbirth for a Path to the Peak to make it harder for my opponent to retreat, and a Judge for next turn. Wow, I priced 2 Path to the Peaks. Alright. That is important information to have for sure. And we'll go ahead and really know that. Wow, the sound effects are so loud right now. I hope they're not as loud in the video. I'm pretty sure I made it so that they're not, but this is really, really loud. So I'm actually going to tone these down to half. And I can increase the... Alright, hopefully that's better. It's definitely better for me. Definitely better for me. Alright, so there's the Octillery, which could counter the path immediately and lead to a potential 1 KO, but I feel like it's a big ask to just already have the VMAX as well. Or maybe not. Okay. So that's a very poor choice by my opponent. If they had just evolved and researched, then if you get the VMAX, you search for the Stadium. If you get the Stadium, you search for the VMAX. But by doing it the way they did, they really limited their possibilities. So I am in a big conundrum right now, to the point where not evolving the Giratina seems like the best course of action at the moment. Because otherwise, setting up the 2-hit KO feels really bad. What a turn by my opponent. Okay, so I really hope that I wish they would attach energy and go G-Max Rapid Flow to get 3 prizes, but then they'd find out that they're not actually knocking out the ARCEUS VSTAR. That would be pretty fantastic. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Get greedy. Forget about the V-Guard. Forget about the V-Guard. Please. Forget about the V-Guard. Knock out my V-Barrel. Or even damage my Giratina. I don't mind. Yes, they went for it. They actually went for it. Wait, what? Oh, wow, they damaged the Giratina. Interesting. Okay, I mean, Radiant Alakazam does fix the damage on the Arceus for sure. But I appreciate this from taking place. Okay. So now the question is, do I bench another Arceus? I think I do, yes. And then we're gonna go ahead and judge, unfortunately. My other paths being prized means no chance of finding it. I think I only played 2 actually, so never mind. Alright, and then we're gonna harbor it. Alright, so I do need that damage going. So let's do it like... this, I guess? We'll see. Definitely not looking fantastic, but I think my opponent should definitely not evolve that Urshifu. That would be their best course of action. I think damaging the Giratina is also pretty smart. Did I not use P-Barrel? I forgot to use P-Barrel, right? For 1 card. I forgot. Okay, yeah, best case scenario... Well, actually, no. They can just retreat and knock out with Inteleon VMAX. Hopefully they don't find Escape Rope or Boss and then knock me out with Inteleon VMAX's ability. That's the best. That's the best situation. Okay, they actually go into a potential strafe, which I am not excited about, but not sad either. I wish I had a Giratina VSTAR or an ARCEUS VSTAR right about now. That is a second energy, and that's a switch and a stadium gone. This is still really tough though, really, really tough. So the only way I knock out this is with this, and then that leaves a fighting weak Pokemon on the bench, which is not ideal. I'm pretty sure I'm up against a good opponent. Like a much more knowledgeable opponent than the previous. Oh, there's the Alakazam. Well. Okay. Yeah. I can promote the P-Barrel though. A Strafe will not KO it. Wow. Yeah. With the B-Roll, Strafe will not KO. I have Raihan to be able to switch. But yeah, I'm definitely getting overwhelmed by my opponent's setup. I wish I drew that well on the video that I uploaded the other day. Okay, maybe my opponent will try to get the knockout here, and they'll evolve. Okay, they will. So if that's the case, now I have a clear path to winning. Please don't have the escape rope. That would just be unreal. Sure, energy's fine. Okay. So I think we're good. Or we're going to be good. I just need to make sure I evolve the ARCEUS VSTAR. Oh wait, they can VSTAR. Wow, they still have their V-Star. If they had, maybe they don't play escape rope. If they escape rope there, it's game over. It would have been 100% game over, pretty much. Yes. Okay. Woof. Woof. Dodged a big bullet right there. All right. So I do need to take the knockout with ARCEUS VSTAR. I mean, ideally, I would evolve both. That's not going to happen, though. Oh, are you serious? My opponent did take a knockout. Okay, this should work. Yeah, any of my Pokemon was knocked out the previous turn. This should absolutely work. This should absolutely work. Okay, well. Alright, then I guess it's Serena and Hope. It's Serena and Hope. That's so sad though, because I need this Arena to have balls to chase down that next turn. Alright, well I do get a Pal Pad, which is nice. Okay, so we're gonna go Ultra Ball. Wait, you and you get the V-Star. I mean, now it comes down to luck for me to win, but I have 21 cards, one boss, and one Serena that can go back into the deck. Or that will go back into the deck. So there it is. No need to find anything else. Anything else doesn't win me the game. And trade job. And then the trekking shoes means I get to see the next 3 cards, which is pretty cool. And I get to spend an energy as well, which is nice. Alright. So 3 prizes. Another trekking shoe, so that means I get to see the next 5 cards. Which is very, very good news. Right? And then there's a trash truck. So loud. So loud. Okay. Actually, I don't think the sound is getting picked up. Maybe only when I speak. Okay, my opponent's... Oh! Medicham V. Okay, well they go after the Giratina. Is that their last energy? No, right? 1... No. So they have 1 and they're getting this one back. Never mind. So never mind. It's boss or boss. There's no other play right now. Boss or boss. Well, I mean boss or Serena. And I have 21 cards in my deck. I have 2 outs, and I'm gonna look at the next 5 cards. My top deck, and then 4 more from trekking shoes. Not likely for me to see the boss or the Serena, but I'm only in this situation because the right hand did not work. You know? Only in this situation because the right hand did not in fact work. But yeah, I mean, the deck's pretty cool. When it works like that, sure. Definitely didn't work like that for me yesterday. Okay. More and more damage. Whether this gets KO'd or this gets KO'd doesn't matter. And they played boss on the Giratina, right? Yeah. Alright. So either I win or they win. I guess, actually, by countering the stadium, their stadium, they might, oh, there we go. By countering their stadium, they would not have been able to retreat, so maybe that would have given me a chance to survive and not take the hit from the Urshifu if they were out of switching cards, but I was able to win regardless. So I still had a small chance, but right hand does activate it. It doesn't say that you need to, that your opponent needs to have taken a KO with an attack. As long as any of your Pokemon were KO'd during your turn, whether it's with damage counter placement, like just happened with Alakazam, in the previous format, when something got KO'd by Zigzagoon, for example, then right hand was activated. So yeah, deck worked out okay. We didn't get to use Giratina too much. I feel like it's most useful against Lugia, for example, but we didn't get to face any working with the elo. Anytime I'm not recording a video or doing like important work, I'm working on my elo to bring it up so that the quality of games improves. So I appreciate the patience. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.